The sky over Earth was quiet that morning, almost too quiet. Birds flew in perfect formation, and the wind carried the smell of fresh rain. People went about their daily routines, unaware of the shadow that was about to fall over their world. In cities, in towns, and even in remote villages, life continued as usual. But far above, something watched. Something alien. The first sign came as a small flicker of light in the night sky far beyond the moon. Astronomers thought it was a comet. News channels reported it as a possible meteor. But soon, the truth became undeniable. It wasn't a meteor. It was a fleet thousands of ships, dark and gleaming, moving with impossible speed toward Earth. Panic spread like wildfire. Governments issued warnings, and people stared at the sky, their hearts pounding with fear. In New York, a young pilot named Ethan stared at the radar screens at an Air Force base. His hands were steady, but his mind raced. "Sir, you need to see this," he said, pointing at the screen. The general looked over, his face pale. The shapes on the radar weren't like anything Earth had built. They moved in perfect formation, fast and precise. "There?" "Advanced," the general whispered, almost to himself. "We've never seen anything like this." But Ethan didn't feel fear. He felt something else: determination. "We have to fight," he said. "We can't just wait to be destroyed." As news spread, humans everywhere braced for the worst. Schools were closed, people hid in shelters, and military forces mobilized. But the aliens didn't waste time. Without warning, the fleet released small drones, swift, deadly machines that hovered over cities, scanning and attacking anything in their path. People ran, screaming, but the drones were relentless. In a small town in Kansas, a farmer named Sarah watched as one of the drones swooped down toward her house. She grabbed her son and ran behind the barn. The drone fired a beam that cut through the air, and her barn exploded. Sarah's heart sank, but she refused to give up. She grabbed a rifle and aimed at the drone, and by sheer luck, her shot hit a weak point. The drone shivered and fell to the ground. "Did you see that?" her son shouted. "You hit it." Sarah nodded, her hands shaking, but she smiled. "We won't go down without a fight." Meanwhile, in the skies above, Ethan prepared to face the alien fleet. Fighter jets were scrambled, and pilots flew with courage, even knowing the odds were against them. They fired missiles, dodged beams of energy, and used every tactic they knew. But the aliens were fast, stronger, and smarter. They anticipated every move. Yet, for every pilot lost, a small victory was claimed. A ship damaged here, a drone destroyed there. Humans were small, fragile, but they were clever. Across the world, something remarkable happened. Nations that had once been rivals now shared information, weapons, and strategies. In Europe, a team of engineers hacked alien communication signals to predict their next move. In Asia, scientists studied alien energy weapons to find weaknesses. And in America, Ethan and his squadron tried risky maneuvers that no one thought would work. The aliens, however, were not impressed. They were curious. In their vast fleet, the commander observed the humans with interest. They had expected fear, surrender, and destruction. But what they saw was different. The humans resisted. They adapted. They fought back with courage and cunning, even when the odds were hopeless. Back on Earth, the cities burned, smoke rising to meet the alien ships. Civilians fled in terror, but small acts of bravery shone through the chaos. A teacher led children through underground tunnels to safety. A doctor risked her life to save patients trapped in a collapsed hospital. People who never held weapons before now used anything they could find to defend themselves. Ethan led his squad into the heart of the alien formation. Missiles flew, explosions rocked the sky, and jets spun through smoke and fire. For a moment, it seemed like they were about to be destroyed. But Ethan's quick thinking saved them. He led the enemy into a canyon, where the alien ships became trapped in the narrow space. Humans launched an attack, and several ships were destroyed. It was a small victory, but it was enough to spark hope. On the ground, Sarah and her neighbors gathered in the ruins of the town. "We can't just hide," she said. "We have to fight. If we don't, no one will." People nodded, their fear slowly turning into determination. Weapons were gathered, traps were set, and a plan was formed. Humans were weak, but they were not defeated. As night fell, the alien fleet hovered over Earth, massive shadows against the moonlit sky. The commander observed the resistance and made a decision. These humans, they are different. They are not like other planets we have conquered. They are dangerous. And so, the first day of the war ended. The Earth was battered, cities destroyed, and thousands lost. But one thing was clear: humans would not back down. They fought not because they could win easily, but because they could not surrender. Every human act of bravery, every clever strategy, every small victory had sent a message to the alien invaders. Earth was not a world to take lightly. In a hidden command center, Ethan looked at a map of the globe, dotted with points of human resistance. He clenched his fists. They think they are strong, but we are stronger than they know. Tomorrow, we fight again. Far above, the alien commander watched and made notes. They were learning, and that was the most dangerous thing of all. The war had begun, but the humans had already refused to back down.